Ever wonder why the moment you stop chasing her, everything changes? It's a powerful shift, one that has a far bigger impact than you might realize. At first, she might appear to move on effortlessly, living her life, acting like your absence doesn't bother her. But here's the truth. Beneath that calm exterior, there's a storm brewing. That silence, that sudden detachment, it affects her more deeply than she's willing to admit. When you stop chasing, stop seeking validation, and stop trying to prove your worth, something inside her begins to unravel. She may tell herself she's fine, that she's unbothered. But soon she starts to ask herself the real questions. Did I misread him all along? Why isn't he chasing me anymore? Is it too late to fix this? As these doubts start to creep into her mind, panic begins to set in. You see, she thought you'd always be there, waiting in the wings, ready to pursue her again at any moment. She believed she had all the time in the world. But when you suddenly stop caring, when you pull back your attention and emotional energy, it throws her into a place of uncertainty. Now, the ball is in her court, and she's not sure how to handle it. The longer you remain distant, the more it messes with her sense of control. She starts questioning her decisions, wondering if she's lost something valuable. And that's where the power lies. The moment you let go, the moment you stop chasing, you activate something within her that makes her wonder if she's truly lost you for good. In this video, we're going to break down exactly what happens when you stop chasing and why this is the most effective strategy. By understanding this dynamic and applying Stoic principles to move on, you can reclaim your peace of mind and stop falling into the emotional trap of constantly seeking someone's attention. Stick with me, because once you see this in action, you'll never go back to chasing again. 1. The surprising strength of silence. When a woman hurts you, it's natural to want to respond, to confront her, and to share how much her actions have impacted you. But here's the twist. This is exactly what she's expecting from you. She expects emotional reactions, a demand for answers, or an attempt to get closure. She expects you to chase her, to show that you're affected. But here's the truth. The real power move is silence. You might be thinking, how does staying quiet give me power? The answer is simple. Silence disorients her. When you don't react the way she anticipates, it throws her off balance. She's wired to expect an emotional response, to gauge how much influence she still has over you. But when you give her nothing, when you remain silent, it forces her to question everything. Why isn't he reacting? Does he not care at all? Is he already over me? This silence doesn't make you weak. It makes you stronger. It shifts the power dynamic in your favor. The longer you stay silent, the more she'll overthink. The uncertainty will start to gnaw at her. Every moment you don't chase her, every moment you don't beg for closure, she feels the tension of losing control. But here's the key. It's not about playing mind games. It's about protecting your value. You're not ignoring her to manipulate or punish her. You're stepping back because you realize your emotional energy is too precious to be given to someone who doesn't appreciate it. When she starts to realize you won't react like she thought you would, she'll begin questioning herself, her decisions, her actions, and the impact they've had on you. And that's when the real shift happens. The silence forces her to see that you're no longer emotionally invested in the same way, and that's a realization that could change everything. 2. How to flip the script. Reverse the power dynamic. When a woman hurts you, your instinct may be to chase her harder, to convince her to care, or even to try to make her feel guilty for what she did. But here's the harsh truth. Both of these reactions only put more power in her hands. When you chase, you're essentially telling her that she holds the key to your happiness. And when you get emotional, you're giving her control over your feelings. But the real game changer, do the complete opposite. Instead of seeking her attention or trying to prove your worth, walk away. Shift your focus from her to yourself. Pour your energy into growth, pursue your goals, and invest in your own happiness. This move is what truly throws her off. She expected a reaction from you, some sort of desperate attempt to win her back, to show that you still care. She thought she could keep you on standby. But when you don't chase, when you step away and disappear, that's when the power dynamic shifts completely. Now she's the one left in confusion. She starts wondering, why isn't he chasing me anymore? Did I mess up? Does he not care? Is he really over me? And that's the moment when the tables turn. You're no longer waiting for her validation or approval. She's the one left questioning everything. Her mind begins to spiral, and she can't help but think about you, wondering where she stands in your life now. This is the moment when you take back control. The more you focus on yourself, the less you invest in her games, the more powerful you become. And while she overthinks, wondering if she's lost you, you continue to move forward, stronger and more centered in your own life. 3. The fear of losing you. The tipping point. Here's a truth that many men don't fully grasp. A woman only truly values what she fears losing. When you were always there for her, quick to respond, constantly chasing, and making sure she knew you cared, she took that for granted. Why wouldn't she? In her mind, you were a constant, something she didn't need to worry about losing. There was no urgency to appreciate you, because she assumed you'd always be around. But everything changes the moment you pull back. When you stop reacting to her every whim, when you stop chasing, and when you stop showing up for her in the same way, that's when she starts to feel something shift inside her. Suddenly, the certainty she once had about your presence in her life is gone, and that uncertainty, it's what makes her panic. Every time you don't answer her message right away, she starts to overthink. Each moment of silence from you makes her question if you're pulling away for good. And that's when the fear sets in. She realizes that she's not in control anymore, and the safety net she thought she had might not be there. She'll try to play it cool at first. Maybe she won't text first. Maybe she'll act like everything's fine. But inside, it's a different story. She's feeling it. She starts doing things she wouldn't normally do. She scrolls through old messages, hoping to find something that gives her a sense of reassurance. She watches your social media stories more than she ever did before. She checks her phone multiple times, hoping for a message from you, any sign that you're still there. And when that reassurance doesn't come, that's when the dynamic flips. Now, she's no longer in control. She goes from feeling secure to feeling uncertain, and that uncertainty is the exact thing that makes her start chasing you, because now she's the one wondering if she's losing you. And this shift, it's powerful. You've gone from being the one who chased to being the one who holds the cards, and the fear of losing you is the force that pushes her to reevaluate everything. The hidden tests. When she tries to regain control. Once she realizes she's no longer in control, something will shift within her. She won't just sit back and accept the silence. She'll test you. She'll need to know, does he still care? Can I still get a rise out of him? Is he really moving on? These tests are her way of figuring out whether you're emotionally available or if you've truly detached. And trust me, these tests are far from subtle. Here's how she'll likely test you. She might send a casual "hey" just to see if you'll drop everything and respond right away. She could post a picture with another guy to see if jealousy gets a reaction from you. Maybe she'll like your old posts or start watching your stories with a little more attention, hoping you'll bite. And here's where most men go wrong. They fall right into the trap. They respond too quickly. They take the bait. They think it's an innocent interaction. But what they're really doing is showing her that she still holds power over them. They react impulsively, giving her the very control she's trying to test. But here's the difference. A man who understands his worth doesn't fall for these games. He recognizes them for what they are. an attempt for her to regain control over the situation. He doesn't react. He stays calm, collected, and composed. Because the real test isn't about her sending out a random message or posting something to stir emotions. It's about the effort she's willing to put in. If she genuinely regrets hurting you, she won't just send a half-hearted message. She'll put in the effort. She'll show that she's ready to do the work to make things right. But if she's only throwing out these small signals without putting in real effort, it's just a game. And a man who values himself knows he deserves more than just a test. He doesn't fall for the bait. He waits for her to make the real move. The ultimate shift. Now she's the one chasing you. There's a powerful moment that happens when she realizes her usual tactics aren't working on you anymore. Something inside her changes. She starts to feel the shift. For the first time, she feels like she might be losing you. That sense of loss, of not being able to easily pull you back in, triggers a response. Now, she's the one chasing. She'll start texting more, trying to create excuses to engage with you. She might begin reminiscing about the good times, bringing up old memories to stir your emotions. Why? Because deep down, she's terrified of losing you. And that fear of loss is one of the most powerful forces that fuels attraction. But this is where most men make a critical mistake. The moment they see her making an effort, when they sense she's trying again, they give up all the progress they've made. They forgive everything too quickly. They open up, make themselves available again, and suddenly they've lost all the strength they built. When this happens, the cycle resets. She knows she has you back in her grip. The challenge disappears, and with it, the spark of attraction fades once again. But here's where the man who knows his value steps in. He doesn't rush back. He doesn't forgive the past hurt without careful consideration. He doesn't reward her bad behavior by allowing her back in just because she's chasing him now. Instead, he makes her prove herself. She has to show that her effort is real and that she's genuinely willing to put in the work to fix what was broken. Only when she's truly earned it does he allow her back into his life, and that's when he truly wins, when the power dynamic has shifted entirely and he controls the narrative. This is how you break the cycle and keep your strength. You don't chase after validation. You make sure she earns your attention. This is where true power lies. 6. The moment she regrets taking you for granted. There's a crucial point in the emotional journey when everything changes for her, the moment she realizes she's lost your presence. At first, she'll try to brush it off, convincing herself that you'll come back, that you'll break the silence and reach out first. But when that doesn't happen, when she sees you moving on without a second thought, that's when the regret slowly creeps in. At first, it's subtle. She might not even recognize it. But as time goes on, that regret grows. She starts replaying the past in her mind, revisiting memories she once overlooked. The times you supported her, the way you always had her back, how you made her feel safe, cherished, and important. All the things she took for granted when she thought you'd always be there. Now that stability is gone, and in its place, doubt. Did I make the wrong choice? Why isn't he chasing me? Is he really over me? At first, she'll try to distract herself, maybe dating someone new, going out with friends, throwing herself into her work. But those distractions are temporary, and they don't fill the void. Because late at night, when she's alone with her thoughts, she feels it, the silence, the emptiness. The realization hits her all at once. The man who once cared deeply for her is no longer there. And that realization, it haunts her. Here's why. Women rarely regret losing a man immediately. Regret doesn't set in until they see that he's truly gone, when they understand that you're not coming back to fix things, not waiting for them to make up their mind. And that's when panic truly sets in. The stability they took for granted is now a distant memory, and the man who once loved them is walking away. And the scariest part for her, it's too late to turn back. This moment is when the power dynamic shifts again. She's no longer in control, and the regret she feels. It's what makes her realize that she might have made the biggest mistake of her life. 7. When she starts watching you from a distance. Even if she doesn't immediately reach out, make no mistake, she's still paying attention. She'll start keeping tabs on you from the shadows. She'll check your social media more than usual, silently scrolling through your posts, analyzing your every update. She might even ask mutual friends about what you're up to, trying to piece together your life without actually contacting you. At first, she won't admit to herself that she misses you. She'll tell herself it's just curiosity, nothing more. But deep down, she's looking for answers. She's trying to find clues to see if you've truly moved on, if you're happy without her, and if you still care at all. She wants to know if you've been stuck in heartbreak mode or if you've been healing and growing. And the moment she sees you thriving, when she realizes you're not wallowing in sadness, but actually doing better without her, that's when the real panic sets in. Because now, it's not just about regret. She fears you found someone else, someone who might be appreciating you in ways she never did. That thought, it's tormenting. She starts comparing herself to the idea of the woman who could take her place. What if you've already found someone new? What if she's happier with her? What if you've already moved on completely, and she was just a chapter in your life, not the main story? This fear starts eating away at her. Why? Because the biggest emotional trigger for a woman is the thought that another woman is now getting the love she once had. That jealousy, that fear of losing you to someone else, is powerful. If she truly valued what you had, she won't be able to just sit back and accept that. She'll feel the need to act, to win back what she's losing, because the idea of someone else stepping into your life and appreciating you in the ways she didn't is more than she can bear. That's when her mind races, her heart panics, and she realizes that the game is no longer in her hands. 8. When she realizes she's losing her grip on you. Here's something most men don't realize. Even when a woman seems to move on, she still wants to feel like she could have you back if she wanted to. As long as she believes that you'd still be there for her, that you're waiting for her to change her mind, she doesn't fully feel the loss. There's still an unspoken safety net, but when she starts to see you actually moving forward, leveling up, focusing on your own growth and not waiting around for her, that's when the real power shift happens. Suddenly she's facing a harsh reality. You're not there anymore. She can't just send a text and expect an instant response. She can't post a picture hoping for a jealous reaction. She can't assume you'll drop everything for her. For the first time, she realizes she's no longer in control of the situation. The dynamic has changed completely. This realization hits hard because, up until this point, she always had the sense that you'd be available if she wanted you back. But now that she sees you thriving without her, it hits her. You've moved on. And that loss, it's real. Now the tables have turned. You're no longer the one waiting for her to make up her mind. She's the one wondering if she made the biggest mistake of her life by letting you go. The grip she once had on you, it's slipping away fast. And for the first time, she's the one who feels vulnerable and unsure. 9. When she loses certainty about her ability to get you back. Here's the game-changing moment. When a woman loses certainty about her ability to get you back, that's when everything shifts. No longer can she count on her usual tactics to pull you back into her orbit. Suddenly, she's the one left wondering, is he gone for good? And that uncertainty, it has a profound impact on her attraction. Now, she's the one who has to figure out how to regain your attention. She's the one who has to chase for once. The roles are reversed, and for the first time she feels what you once felt, the anxiety of wondering whether you're truly gone. And that feeling of power slipping through her fingers, it sparks something inside her. That's when she truly starts to want you back. Because, as human nature goes, the moment something feels unattainable, it becomes even more desirable. She starts to realize that the security she once took for granted is no longer there. This is when she will start making the effort she should have all along. It's no longer about playing games, it's about fighting to regain what she almost lost. She will chase you with intention, because now the pursuit is hers. And that, it makes her attraction for you skyrocket. 10. When she starts sending mixed signals. At this stage, things get even more complicated. She's confused and unsure of what to do next, so she begins to test the waters. She won't fully confess her feelings yet, but she'll start sending out signals, hoping to gauge your reaction. It might start off small, liking one of your posts, sending a random message pretending it's an accident, or posting something deliberately designed to catch your eye. Here's what you need to understand. This isn't about fixing things or making up for the past. What she's really doing is checking if she still has power over you. She wants to see if you'll react. She wants to know if she can still get you to bite. And this is where most men slip up. They react too quickly. They start texting her back right away, get overly excited that she's paying attention again, and let their emotions take over. But if you do that, she'll feel like she's won you back too easily, and the cycle resets. Instead of falling for her breadcrumbs, stay patient. Don't let these mixed signals distract you from the bigger picture. If she truly wants to come back, she needs to prove herself. She has to put in real effort, and it can't just be a game of testing boundaries. What you're looking for is genuine change, not just playful attention. If she's truly serious about getting back into your life, it's her turn to prove she's willing to do the work. You're not interested in games or half-hearted attempts. Stay strong and don't give in to the momentary temptation. 11. When she finally tries to get you back. If you've stayed strong and detached through all the ups and downs, this is the point where she makes her real move. No more random messages or small tests. This time she's showing genuine regret. She might bring up the past, try to explain her actions, or even offer an apology, something she probably swore she would never do. At this stage, the power has completely shifted in your favor. Now it's no longer about what she wants or what she needs, it's about what you want. You have the ultimate choice. Will you let her back into your life? Will you keep moving forward, leaving her in the past? Will you establish new standards and boundaries she has to meet to prove she's worth your time again? Here's the key takeaway. This entire process wasn't just about getting her back. It was about getting yourself back. It's about reclaiming your emotional independence and learning to stand strong without needing her validation. Once you truly understand this, you'll never feel the need to chase or settle again. The power is yours, and it's not about playing games. It's about deciding whether or not she's worth your time, energy, and heart. 12. When she tries to make you jealous. By now, she's realizing that she no longer has a grip on you, and this shift is causing her panic. She's getting desperate. What does she do next? She tries to trigger an emotional reaction by making you jealous. She might post pictures with other guys, comment on other men's posts, or suddenly appear happier than ever, essentially acting like she's moved on completely. But here's what you need to realize. This is all just for show. She's not doing this because she's truly moved on or found someone else who fills the void. No, she's doing it because she wants you to react. She wants to see if you'll text her out of jealousy. She's fishing for a reaction, hoping you'll still care enough to feel threatened. But here's where true power lies. A man who understands his value doesn't take the bait. He stays focused on his own journey. He doesn't let her games or distractions shake his emotional stability, because the moment you show her that her attempts to provoke jealousy don't affect you, she'll realize that she's the one losing her grip on you. Instead of feeling empowered or in control, she'll be left wondering why you're not playing along with her drama. And that's when the tables turn for good. 13. When she starts overcompensating. At this point, the pressure is mounting on her. All the tricks she's tried, making you jealous, sending mixed signals or testing your emotions, have failed, and now she's realizing the consequences of losing you. This is when she starts overcompensating. Suddenly she's being extra nice to you, as if nothing ever happened. She might start liking all your posts, sending sweet messages, or even reaching out in ways that feel over the top. But here's where most men get caught up. They get excited too quickly, thinking this sudden attention means she's serious about getting back together. But in reality, this isn't about her remorse. It's about her need for reassurance. She wants to know that if she changes her mind, she can still have you. It's not about rebuilding the relationship or proving she's changed. It's about holding on to her options. Before you get swept up in her efforts, ask yourself these questions. Is she genuinely showing remorse for her actions, or is she just panicking? Is she putting in consistent, real effort to rebuild what's been broken, or is this a temporary fix to make herself feel better? Is she truly willing to put in the work, or is she just trying to fall back into the comfort zone she once had? If she's not showing you consistent sincerity, then what you're dealing with is just a temporary attempt to ease her anxiety, not a long-term commitment to change. You're playing for long-term value, and that means recognizing if her actions are genuine or just a short-term fix to keep you around. 14. When she hopes you'll be friends. When all else fails, she might try one last attempt to keep you in her life, suggesting friendship. But here's the real deal. She's not offering this out of a desire for true friendship. She's doing it because she wants to keep you as a backup option. Think about it. If she really just wanted to be friends, she wouldn't act upset when you don't respond to her messages. She wouldn't feel jealous when she sees you doing better without her. And most importantly, she wouldn't be constantly checking on your life, trying to see if you've moved on. The truth is, this isn't about genuine friendship. It's about keeping you as an emotional safety net. She wants to make sure that if she ever changes her mind or feels lonely, you'll still be there. So here's the question you need to ask yourself. Are you okay with being an option? If the answer is no, then you already know what to do. A high-value man doesn't settle for being someone's fallback. He doesn't accept being a safety net for someone who only values him when it's convenient. Set your boundaries, and don't let her use you to fill the void she created. You deserve more than that.